Hello, this is Kara from Lady Kara Tarot, and today I'm doing a general reading for Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. As usual, I'm combining it with a couple other things. I'm going to be continuing my series of the Majors Only spread, Opening of the Secret Word by Arthur Edward Waite. And this is from the book Secrets of the Waite-Smith Tarot. Marvelous book, Secrets of the Waite-Smith Tarot. This is a spread that uses majors only. I call it Find the Fool because the first thing you do is find the Fool in the shuffled majors. The deck that I'm using, of course, is the Tarocchi Italiani Matronua and by Valentina De Luca. And this is also acting as one of my baseline readings for the Marseille study that I am doing. I'll have more details in there about, I sort of started on my own, and then I decided to somewhat follow along with the group study that's going on. But I'm doing my own thing because this is a refresher for me and a deepening of my reading. So anyway, okay. So starting with a reading from a writer, Waite-Smith, creator, or a spread. So just if the Fool is first or last, you consider that the cards have nothing to say that day. I do keep both Devil cards. There's the Fool. I keep both Devil cards and both Moon cards in my deck. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not too many. So today we begin with Il Papa, the Hierophant, the Pope. Here he is depicted blessing two subordinates that seem to be at different levels because of what they're wearing. This, to me, typifies the Hierophant as a teacher, which is something I've told you I really identify with the Hierophant as a teacher. And the phrase that I heard recently that really resonated with me is that authority requires mutual respect. So today we're thinking about issues of both authority, but also teaching. He is looking towards the future. So the act of teaching is an act of looking towards the future. He's also blessing them. We have a necessity for a change in outlook. This Hanged Man looks very placid, actually. Submitting placidly to your fate. That's another aspect of this card, submitting placidly. Sometimes for the greater good can be considered in there. And hung from trees here, which is interesting because then we have that aspect of both life and life being difficult. And being called to your highest, interesting that we have this life being difficult, the blessing, and being called to your highest leanings, your highest goals, finding your own calling. And it can require, finding your calling can require changing your outlook and going within and leaving things behind. He is looking back towards these things The Hermit is considering all of these things in a landscape that is both sparse but also beautiful, and it has greens and grays. The Hermit looking very serious. Only recently have I come to really notice that the Hermit carries a wand, which is the passion. So even with this internal withdrawal, there is a passion and a light that is part of that withdrawal. Time moves us forward from this. Time continues moving on even while we take time out. And that is a good thing. Time continuing to move forward helps us grow in hope from day to day, as well as just moving forward. We may become more frail, but we may become more sanguine and more able to see the light amidst the shadows. And here we are, the focusing of the light, and we can focus on, again, back to the teaching, the next generation coming up. Which just emphasizes the temperance. One of the things I was just saying emphasizes the blending of these things, the blending, the sanguine understanding of the blending of good and bad, the past and future, your passion and your withdrawal, and that all of those things help feed the things that surround us, the growth of the young people, and the lushness of the countryside. And again, bring hope to us. Sorry, just, YouTube algorithm. These balancing brings hope to us and refreshment. I look at this, interesting. Here she's pouring the water on water, not one on water, one on land. And we have the bird in the tree. You can imagine the singing of the bird as the twilight comes and the stars fill the sky. The refreshment that hope brings to us, and helps us look forward to the future in a full embodiment of our own leadership, in the full embodiment of feminine material power. Although I was recently saying that in the writer Waite-Smith, she has 12 stars in her crown, which emphasize the Empress being both physical and celestial. So she's larger than just the physical. Here she appears to be a little more physical. And gentle. Very not happy, not looking towards the future, a little bit of a side eye towards the future, knowing that things can change quickly, but also fully self-possessed, and a lovely place for us to be in this, as we sitting firmly and stably, but relaxed. Looking forward to the times in our lives when we are able to choose the people that will help us move forward again, towards working with our highest goals. Coming from our own sense of mastery into this relationship, not coming from a place of weakness and need of someone else, but coming from a place of hope, of temperance, hope, and mastery into our relationships with those who choose us and appreciate us, which then helps lead us to the realization of our fullest, inmost self. These relationships of people that fully know us and fully appreciate us help us listen to our own inner voice and appreciate our inner voice and blend it with our own personal religious ideas and the elements of faith and of deeper mystical knowledge that we blend into our lives. As always with this spread, it's all majors, so these are not necessarily things that you're going to see timed at a particular time. These are kind of a story of your progress through various elements, as told in, I'm going to lay these out a little bit differently just so you can see more of the cards. This beautiful deck. The Tarocchi Italiani Matronua. The Tarocchi Italiani Matronua by Valentina De Luca. This is the majors only from opening of the secret word spread. So, now once again, I feel, even though it is not detailed in the book, because of the title of this spread, I consider it is probably intended that we are finding a word, or at least a concise phrase, to be the meaning of this spread. And looking at all of it, I would say that it is teaching both internal and external. As we teach others, we learn and grow ourselves. This is Cara from Lady Cara Tarot. I hope you enjoyed this today. Thank you.